This show is sponsored by Axe Broadheads, Millennium Tree Stands, the Chase Deer Scent, Extreme Archery Products, Antler Insanity.
Hi, and welcome to All Archery Outdoors. On today's webisode, I'm going to take you through replacing the string and both cables on the Hoyt Magnatech. I'm going to take you through it and show you how to retune the bow, replace your loop, and retie your peep in. Y'all stay tuned.
Hi, and welcome to All Archery Outdoors. I'm Jim Rhodes, and my passion is archery. Whether I'm working on bows at my job or chasing just about everything with bow in hand, I'm all archery all the time. Come with me as I take you along in my pursuit of big game here on All Archery Outdoors.
Alright guys, first thing I like to do when I get a bow in like this, the strings on this bow is in really bad shape. I'll let you look at that and you can see right here at peep how frayed the string is. Hadn't seen any wax in a while, but first thing I like to do is I like to go back, if it's shootable, I like to go back in the shooting room and shoot it and see if the bow's tuned and will shoot a bullet hole through paper with the old strings on it. And I like to try to get this bow back where it was if it shot well and it was in tune. So I'll actually measure the loop and the peep now and get those measurements. I'll measure on the cable system right here where it's tied, if it's tuned. If it's not, I'm going to start from zero and do it, you know, myself. But y'all stay tuned, we're going to start on that. Alright folks, I'm in my shooting room here. We're going to shoot it through paper. These are the old strings, and let's see if it's in tune now, and that'll tell me what all I need to do when I go to install the new strings. You don't have to do this. This is just something that I like to do that teaches me a lot. So let's get it, shoot it through paper and see what it does. Alright folks, let's take a look at the tear that we got here, and I'll try to explain to you a little bit about what the tear tells me. Alright. The tear you have right here is to the left. So that tells me that when the air is coming out of the bow, it's making contact with either the shelf of the bow or the rest itself. Something's causing the tail end of this air to push this way. And that's, most of the time, it's contact with the shelf of the bow or the rest, due to old strings. Once they stretch, the rest is tied into the control cable on that bow. So it can't fall out of the way quick enough, so one of the vanes more than likely is making contact with the rest on the right side of that fork, causing the tail end of the air to go to the left, it's going to cause poor air flight, because you're going to see your air doing what's called fishtailing to the target. You want a clean bullet hole, and that tells me right there we're going to have to go in and do some work on the rest once we reinstall the new strings. Alright, I'm fitting to put this bow in my easy press, and I'm going to pull the old strings and cables off and try to get the new ones on it. And I've already went and measured from my peep to my loop, so I know how to put that back to where it'll be right for the shooter when he comes back in to shoot the bow. When I got the bow pressed, I'm just going to go ahead and take the strings off. got everything marked, and one at a time, replace one string at the time. Right now I'm going to go ahead and do the main string. We got it, pack it back up. I usually give it back to the customer just in case something were to happen. They do have a string they could keep hunting. This is our new string here in a lot better shape. And get this on, and then we'll start on the two cables. Alright, I've got the main string replaced, and now I'm starting on the what's called the control cable, or the yoke cable system. We'll take it off next, and then we'll start on the other one. Alright, I've got the new strings and cables installed on the bow. Fixing to take it off and put a new loop on the center serving of the string, and I'll go ahead and retie the air rest and get all that squared away, and then we'll reinstall the peak, and then we'll go and shoot and make sure that the timing's right. I'll check the top cam for excessive cam lean, make sure everything looks good on that, and if it does, we'll shoot it through paper and make sure it shoots a bullet hole, and we'll finish up. Alright. What I'm doing here is installing the air rest cord into the control cable or yoke cable. On this one, he wants to use the same cord. He doesn't want to replace it yet, so the cord has been cut so short that I'm gonna have to bring it up here and tie it in. That way, when the control cable goes down, it should stop around this position, and it should have enough cord and should get our air rest pulled all the way to the upright position. This is a string splitter. I'll put it in there, and this just helps me split the string to where I can get the cord through. Pull it tight, and we'll let the tension off the bow and the press to where it'll just hold it for us. Then we'll draw the bow back, and that will preset where this rest should pull up, just from us drawing the bow till it's at full draw. Alright, I just split the string, and I'm going to just tie in the cord for the air rest. All I've done there is let the tension back on the bow to where it would hold my tying cord that I'm going to tie off with my serving thread in one place. Just the tension on that string is holding my string for me now, and I'll just tie right on up and past that point. Alright, I've got this served on one side for the air rest cord. I'm going to now go and do a crisscross over the rest cord, and that'll enable me to, when I go back in the shooting room and go to tune this bow, if the air is contacting the rest, I can still make an adjustment, and then at the end I'll burn the end of the cord when I get it right like I need it to be and get that perfect bullet hole through paper. I can burn the end and prevent the cord from being able to slide back through the string at all. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Alright, maybe you can see how I formed an X over that cord. The cord can still pull through the string at this point, but when I cut or adjust that cord, I have some overlay on the other side. I can get it like I need it, and then burn the end, and it can't move after that point. And I'll finish serving out the other side of it now. Alright, I finished tying off the other side, and I'm going to show you how I finish off my serving right here, and I'll pull it through and we'll be done with this portion of it. Alright, now I have the head of that loop, if you can see it right there. Alright, now I've actually ran this string back through my loop, and I'll pull that tight, and that's it. And all I'll do is pull this, and it'll pull that strand back through it. And that's it. Pull that tight and burn it off, and it's done. And you ought to be able to see what we got there. And see, now I can still pull on this cord and move it back and forth and adjust it. Alright, I've got the air rest cord installed right here, and now we're going to tie on our new loop. There's our loop, and I'll put air in it and adjust the loop to where it needs to be, and I'll do that by just putting the air on it and lining it up on the air rest like it should go. And that right there should be pretty close, and we'll do the finishing touch in the shooting room to check how level our air is and make sure that's right. Alright, I've got the air rest set and I've got a new loop placed on the string. We're going to shoot it through paper and see what adjustments we need to make to the rest itself to get that perfect bullet hole. Alright, there's our second shot after replacing the old strings with the new ones. And you can tell a big difference in the two. Alright, here we have a little bit of a high, tail high. This one, our first one, was actually tail low. Tail left, excuse me. This was our second shot with the new strings. So the left is gone. Now what I've got is my loop is a little bit too high on the string. So I'm going to bring that down and make one more shot. We should have it done. We adjusted the loop down and the left came back. So what we're going to have to do now is adjust the air rest itself over to get that bullet hole. Alright, I made the adjustment to the rest and we're going to shoot it this time, and this should be the perfect bullet hole that we're after. And that's it. There's our perfect bullet hole. And you can tell the difference in the 3 shots to the left and then the last shot being the tear that we want through paper. Alright folks, she's finished. She's got brand new string and cables on it. Bow's tuned, shooting a perfect bullet hole. It's got a brand new knocking loop. We've cleaned the bow up, and it's all up to the Indian behind it now. But, I hope y'all enjoyed this webisode. I hope you learned something. If there's anything you want to see on my show, anything you want to find out how to do, message me on Facebook through the show. Leave a message on this video on All Archery Outdoors, and I'll try to do anything you ask. Want to learn how to do on the bows. There's about nothing I don't know a little bit about on how to work on a bow, but I hope y'all learned something. If y'all will, stay tuned for our hunts this year on All Archery Outdoors. I'm going to do a lot of technical segments and videos on repairing bows, timing cams. I'm going to do a lot on that this year. I'm going to focus a lot on the archery work, and if y'all will keep up with us on the hunts this year, we got a lot of good hunts coming up, a lot of new sponsors coming on, so y'all stay tuned and like us on Facebook, and thanks for watching.
If you like this show, check out our other shows at hunt365.tv.